All right, people, we are back. I have had what some people might call an absolute dressing down by the target audience for this particular series, saying, where's my episode two? And she's right, she's right. I've had ample opportunity, and there's been various other things happening. I haven't had a chance to do it, but here we are, episode two of Broken Sword. So let's do a quick recap, or Broken Sword 5, I should say, the Serpent's Curse. So let's do a quick recap on where we are. So we're currently stood on a Parisian street outside the cafe Le Lézard Bleu, which is, I believe, the Blue Lizard, where inside which there's been a murder committed of the gallery owner. It's like a coffee. Is it a coffee shop? No, it's like it's an art gallery. That's right. That's the geezer. There's a coffee shop just down the way, next door to Le Lézard Bleu. But inside the gallery, Le Lézard Bleu, there's been a murder where a gentleman, or not so gentleman, in a motorcycle helmet has come in and shot the gallery owner dead. So we met, in the previous episode, we met our former adversary, Lane, who we had to revive from his comatose state, I think, as we can all remember, with the aftershave. And we spoke a little bit to the priest who was also in the gallery. So now we're outside, and I believe our objective is to try and find a way into the office, which is locked, and look for some more clues. So that's what we're going to try and do today, and see how and see what we can do. So let's have a little look around first and foremost. As I said, we're stood outside this Le Lézard Bleu on a lovely, looks like a summer's day in Paris. So let's have a little look through the gallery window first and foremost.
From out here, you couldn't see the stolen painting. This robbery was definitely planned.
So we'll have a little look through the office window and see what we can see through there first and foremost. So let's move over there.
The room looked like some sort of office for the gallery. I could just see the glow of the CCTV monitor in the corner.
Ah, yes. So that's what we wanted to do, didn't we? We wanted to see the CCTV. So is there anything else we can do?
Office for the gallery.
So I don't think there's anything else we can do with that. There's a sort of a curled steel barriered device off to our right hand side, just in front of the entrance to the Parisian metro station, which is on the left hand side of the gallery. So let's take a quick look at this. It's labelled pissoir.
You gotta hand it to the French. They know how to take a leak in style. It was a pissoir.
So for those uninitiated who haven't been to Paris, they have these sort of public toilets, if you like, which are essentially just a curled barrier within which you can stand behind to go and relieve yourself or answer the call of nature, as it were. So yes, a little bit of an outmoded way of going to the gents these days, but there you have it. So I don't think we need to go down to the Metropolitan Station just yet. So let's head left down to this cafe down here and see what we can find. So on the right hand side, as you step out of the door of Le Lézard Bleu, there is a very picturesque and ornate looking cafe called Le Tricolore, which I believe is French for the tricolour, which is the French flag. And if we just move a little bit over, all the way over to the left hand side of the screen, there's a famous, I'm sure it's a famous building off up into the distance, labelled Le Sacré Coeur. Let's just look at that and see if we've got any information about it.
The Sacré Coeur Basilica.
Ah, there you go.
The highest point in Paris. Impressive.
Impressive. So, let's have a look at some of the bits and bobs relating to this cafe that we have here. So, it has tables and chairs arranged outside, as you would expect for a Parisian cafe, along with a very ornate looking stained glass window across which is emblazoned Le Tricolore. This is on the right hand side of the cafe, and outside the door there's a drinks menu. Let's see what that says.
The menu offered black coffee and a short list of soft drinks. The menu offered black coffee and a short list of soft drinks.
Okay, that's what we got from that. Let's check out the window.
I've always been a sucker for Parisian stained glass. I've always been a sucker for Parisian stained glass.
When you hear George say things twice, it's because in this game sometimes when it opens up certain options, you can right click for to look at something and then left click to do something with it. But when it's just an eyeball, it just means you can only look at it. You can't actually do anything with it. But old habits die hard, it seems. So, can we go in here? That's the question. So a waiter has just emerged from the place. Let's have a look at him.
The waiter wasn't exactly run off his feet.
Let's have a chat with him. So we've got a new contact, waiter.
Excuse me.
Monsieur?
There's just been a robbery at the gallery.
Oh, really?
You don't sound surprised.
All property is theft, monsieur, and all art is property. Therefore, all art is theft. Do you not agree?
Well,
So let's ask him some questions. So we have some options here. We can talk about the thief, Henri, the gallery, the eau de toilette, and the nail clippers. So let's take them all in order.
did you see anybody run out of the gallery earlier?
There was a beautiful woman with a camera. She was chasing somebody.
Oh, that must have been Nico.
You know her? You surprise me.
Can you tell me anything about the man she was chasing?
I assume, monsieur, that like all of us, he is inherently unknowable.
No wonder this guy's cafe was empty.
So I think what we can already see is that this personality type is like a sort of a salon intellectual, as it were. You know, someone who is, you know, clearly, fancies himself as very well educated as well as philosophical, yet ironically is working as a waiter in a Parisian cafe, which is oh so very broken sword, isn't it? So let's ask him about Henri.
The gallery owner, Henri, was shot dead trying to stop the robbery.
Life has no meaning the moment you lose the illusion of being eternal.
Right. Did you know him well?
Can we ever truly know another human being, monsieur? He spent little time at the cafe, unlike his friend, Monsieur Lane.
Now that's opened up a new conversation topic for Lane. So let's ask about Lane.
What do you know about Hector Lane?
Lane? Oh, yes. He drinks here sometimes. He slid away last night without paying.
Last night? What sort of time?
After midnight, for sure. If you see him, give him this bill and tell him to pay up next time.
The check was from last night. But Lane told me he was nowhere near the gallery. This could be the leverage I needed to get the office door code from Lane.
Aha, mon ami. We have got a breakthrough. So we've got Lane's drinks bill, which looks like he's been telling porky pies to us, doesn't it? That he said he was nowhere near, yet somehow he was here yesterday running up a drinks bill that he didn't pay. So this should be a useful little bit of information that we've obtained from our friend, the philosophical waiter here. So let's just cycle through some more of the conversation topics, and then we'll go back and confront our friend, Mr. Lane.
What do you know about Le Lizard Bleu?
It's bourgeois, vacuous, and overpriced. Just like its curator Lane. He's always in here, you know, talking art to his latest flusée.
So you and Lane aren't best of pals, huh?
The man is a second-rate critic peddling meaningless aphorisms.
Would you like a squirt of this?
Are you suggesting I smell, monsieur?
No, sorry. Do you recognize these?
They are nail clippers.
Thank you for your consistent indifference, monsieur.
Perhaps next time you come, I will give you a coffee. Perhaps not.
Well, That sounded very, very, your typical French experience or your typical interaction with a French person. I shan't say anymore, just in case any French people watch this video, which I'm sure they won't. But yeah, that sounds very typical. So let's go back up and have a chat with our friend Mr. Lane. So we'll need to go back into Le Lézard Bleu. So here we are, back in the gallery. We still have a pizza box on the floor. We still have a broken glass. The priest is still sat gazing listlessly off into the distance. Our friend in the centre of the floor is still dead. And our friend, or adversary, should we say, Lane, is waiting for us to speak with him. So let's have a chat.
How about it, Mr. Lane? Ready to give me the door code yet?
Certainly not. Give me a single reason why I should.
Guilty by way of nail clippers.
I've been away from Paris for several days and only got back this morning. How could I have cut that wire?
Well, let's have a chat about this.
Take a look at this.
What of it?
It's your bill from the cafe next door.
So?
It's dated yesterday. Last night, in fact. 12:30 to be exact. You said you were out of town. You sure drank a lot of champagne last night without paying the bill. But you told me that you were away from Paris last night. I hate to say it, but that sounds like a lie to me. Tell you what, you give me the code to the door and the police need never know. A motive and proof of involvement. Not looking good, Mr. Lane.
You are a blackmailer, Stobart.
Just doing my job.
All right. You have me. The number is 6397. But I admit to none of these spurious accusations.
I had the code. The police would be here any moment, so I had to work fast.
Bingo. So George is going to the door.
Again, 642. No.
Everyone, hold it right there.
Damn it.
I am Inspector Navet of the Paris Serious Crime Squad, and I hereby declare this crime scene open. Closed. Now, nobody move, especially you on the floor. Move, I want a total lockdown. Nobody in or out. Apart from me, of course.
So, a few minutes later.
I needed to get back into the gallery, but a familiar figure was guarding the door. It was Sergeant Mou. Our paths had crossed before.
So we are now back outside the gallery once again, but this time we've switched to our friend Nico, who's returned to the gallery to find that the police have arrived. Now, the entrance to the gallery is being guarded by a familiar figure in the form of Sergeant Mou, who most of you will remember from the first. I think, was he in the first? He was definitely in the first game. I don't recall if he was in the second one. Anybody who knows that can remind me. But he's certainly a familiar character from the series. So let's he's a typical French gendarme dressed in the in all a uniform with all the trappings of the French gendarmerie, with a very overstated grey moustache of to sort of point him out as a bit of a stiff by the book sort of character. So let's have a look at him.
Sergeant Mou was blocking the entrance to the gallery. Mou was the kind of cop that got places through obedience, not intelligence.
So let's have a chat with him and see what he's got to say.
Sergeant Mou, we meet again.
Ah, Madame Collard, an unexpected pleasure.
I was in the gallery at the time of the theft. Can I get back in?
I am sorry, but I am under strict orders from Inspector Navet. Nobody in, nobody out. And
I must correct you, madame. It is no longer just a theft. It is a murder.
Mon Dieu! That poor man!
So we have some topics to talk to Moo about. So let's get started with the gallery.
I witnessed the crime. I've got to get back in there.
I'm sure you can make an official statement in good time.
I saw the thief. I think I can help the investigation.
I am implacable, Madame Collard.
So we can talk now about Nave, the thief, and we can also show him our press card. So let's take it in order. Let's have a chat about the inspector, which is Nave.
Who is Inspector Nave?
The most promising young investigator on the force. A genius. A man blessed with almost superhuman insight.
He sounds highly perspicacious.
Madame, it is not for us to talk about the inspector's sweaty proclivities. He is about to solve his third case in as many days.
So, what's he got that the other investigators don't have?
Blood spatter. He is the world expert. He reads the entrails of the crime scene like a book.
So let's kick that can down the road a little bit.
I really need to get into the gallery and speak to Inspector Nave.
Tut tut, he is not to be disturbed. He is applying his famous scientific methods. Any moment now, the case will be cracked. I certainly hope so. I am dog-tired and want to go home.
So let's ask about the thief.
I chased after the shooter and got a photo of him.
Inspector Nave will be delighted.
You've got to let me into the gallery to show him.
Absolutely not.
So, I cannot go in without Inspector Nave's permission?
No.
And to get Inspector Nave's permission, I need to go in.
Exactement.
Have you ever heard of Kafka, Sergeant Moo?
Madame Collard, I do not see what soccer players have to do with this.
No, he's a... Never mind. This was madness. Sergeant Moo wasn't going to let me in.
So there was no way that I could let that one go. So obviously, Kafka is referring to the writings of Franz Kafka in the sense of a contradiction, Kafkaesque, as it were. Not to be confused with, as our friend Sergeant Moo clearly has done, is confusing with the Brazilian football player Kaká, who played for Real Madrid and AC Milan, among others. Let's ask about Sergeant Moo and his tiredness.
Why are you so tired, Sergeant Moo?
I have been working for 3 days with no rest. Nave is a genius in his field, and he assumes that we all have his energy and vigor.
Oh, you poor man. If you'd like to go and get some sleep, I will watch the door for you.
That's very thoughtful of you. Ha! A cunning attempt to make me a deserter, madame. A gendarme never leaves his post.
Well, how about a hot drink?
Ah, that would do the trick for sure. Unfortunately, I mustn't drink on duty. My doctor specifically warned me against it after the last incident.
So that's opened up another conversational topic, a hazard warning sign with relation to some kind of incident. So let's find out what that's about.
That incident you mentioned, what happened exactly?
I don't want to talk about it. All I can say is it was very unfortunate. I am on duty and I need to focus.
So, a picture is starting to form in our mind, I believe. Let's just ask about this press card.
Here's my press card. Do you have a statement for the paper?
Yes, madame. Stay away from the crime scene and let the police do their job. And always leave a light on when you go out at night.
Thanks a lot, Sergeant Moo. You've been so helpful.
So, the eagle-eyed amongst you will obviously know, will start to see the developing situation. So we need to get back, don't we, into the gallery to help George get into the office. However, we're being barred from doing so by Sergeant Moo here, who despite his inherent tiredness and weariness to do his job, is implacable in the execution of his duty and won't let us in past the door. So we have to find some way past him. Now, as we mentioned earlier on, to the left of the gallery, we have a antiquated sanitary device called a pissoir, which is used for taking a leak for men, at least. Now, he's mentioned this incident that he's had, which you'd have to use your imagination to find, to figure out what it is exactly happened to Moo. But I think what we need to do is to try and find some way to give him something that he believes will help alleviate his tiredness, but may also defer some kind of advantage to our objective here. So, as we recall, as you will no doubt recall, there's a cafe next door. So let's have a chat with our friend the waiter.
Madame,
Bonjour, monsieur.
whatever it is you want, we are closed.
Then why are you standing here?
You would not understand, madame.
Try me.
Because I look at you and I know you are like all the others.
The others?
The pretty women who shop, who gossip, who have their spa days, their almond croissant.
That bad, huh?
And the men with their grooming products and their shiny shoes and their skinny suits who come to my cafe and ask me for lattes, macchiatos, frappés.
I see your point.
Is this what we fought on the barricades for, madame? Ripped up the paving slabs, bled on the streets.
Isn't it?
No, madame, it is not. We fought for ideas, for philosophy, for freedom, equality, fraternity.
Vive la révolution.
And do you know what drove us on as we fought? What fueled the streets of Paris in that glorious spring? What made our hearts soar?
Cheap wine and free sex?
No, madame, no! It was French Café Noir that inspired us. The simple demi-tasse, the black, sweet taste of freedom.
So that's why you closed?
Yes, madame. I serve only thinkers, philosophers, revolutionaries. And you, madame, with your polite top and your pointy ears, are none of those things.
This is a cafe.
Yes, to the right people.
On any other day, I would have given this guy a straight one to the chin. But there was a chance he could help me get into the gallery.
A straight one, straight to the chin. I love that. God, what a sexy accent. Oh my goodness. Right, let's see if we can wear this guy down a little bit. So,
Monsieur,
Life is fleeting, madame. The sands of time are running through your fingers.
well, that may be, but
We know not what we want, and yet we are responsible for what we are.
there's been a crime.
That is terrible, madame. But you know what they say.
No, but I think you're going to tell me.
Life begins on the other side of despair. C'est vrai, no?
Well, I guess so. He was pushing me to the point of despair.
During the riots, we battled the forces of oppression.
Oh, really? That must have been terrifying.
It was, except that they made me stay behind the barricades with the other baristas. We made coffee by the liter to fuel the resistance. I've never brewed so much coffee. Of course, our brave heroes spent half their time going for a pee. But with our coffee inside them, they fought the running dogs all night long.
None of this was helping me get past Sergeant Mou.
Au revoir.
so he's clearly not having it, is he? He just wants to waffle and waffle forevermore. So let's see what we've got here in our little handbag, clutch bag. What do we have? Let's see. So we have our phone and we have our press card. So let's try picking up the press card. Oh. And see if we can show it to our revolutionary friend here and see what he makes of it.
Here's my press card.
La liberté. Madame, You are not the person that I took you to be. You must accept my deepest, my most profound apologies.
Well, of course I accept. But why?
La Liberté, the great journal of freedom. At the height of the battle, as the tear gas blew and the blood flowed, it was La Liberté which carried the voice of our revolution to the world. I know now that you are not the kind of woman who would ask me for almond croissant. You are a true daughter of France, and I am your humble servant.
Humble. Right. I think we've lubed him up a little bit. I think he's a little bit more accessible now, isn't he? So let's see what we can get out of him.
Monsieur,
The road to enlightenment is a long one, madame. Perhaps you will walk that road with me?
could we have a little chat?
Any time, madame.
All right. So I've got a couple of topics to chat with him about, but let's try and move it along. Coffee is one of the options that we have here. So really what we need is coffee, isn't it? Because we need to give that to Moo to get him to move. So let's try and kick it along.
How about some coffee?
For you, madame, of course. There is only one coffee that I can serve you. Black, strong, and in a tiny cup. One moment. Here is your coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur. The coffee was hot and strong.
All right. So she's drank the coffee, and now we have a new dialogue option, which is a takeaway coffee. So let's click that.
Would you make me a coffee to go?
For a fellow revolutionary? Of course, madame. One moment. Here's your takeaway coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur.
Bingo. So we've now got the coffee, and we've put it into our clutch bag. So let's head back up the road and have a chat with our friend Sergeant Moo.
Salut.
Bonjour, madame.
So if we offer him the coffee,
Sergeant Moo, I brought you a coffee.
Coffee? Fantastic. Just what I need. But wait. I must not. My little problem.
I'm sure one little cup of coffee won't hurt.
I'm tempted, madame, but I cannot risk it. I am sorry.
So, this incident, it involved you, some coffee, and your little problem?
It is a tale of woe, madame.
I'm all ears, Sergeant.
Well, since you seem quite understanding, I shall elaborate.
Please do.
I was in charge of canine security for the president himself. One day, en vacances, he went for a private discussion with a lady minister. I stayed alone with his dog, but I had drunk a coffee to stay awake, and nature came to call. So I tied the dog to a tree and went for a secret pee-pee. When I came back, the dog was having a liaison dangereuse with the lady minister's terrier.
But how did they find out?
Well, 2 months later, the president's Labrador gave birth to 6 beautiful mongrels. And I was busted to sergeant just after the president's divorce came through.
You are a victim of a great injustice, Sergeant.
You think so?
But of course, you knew you must not fall asleep at your post. You were guarding the president himself.
Well, the president's dog.
Ah, it was the same thing.
Yes, I suppose.
And by drinking that coffee, you made the ultimate sacrifice for our glorious republic. Your career.
Now you put it like that?
And now France is calling you again. She is saying, drink, Sergeant Moo, drink!
She is?
She is. Drink or fall asleep at your post. Which is it to be?
I suppose it is drink.
Bravo, Sergeant!
Oh dear. Oh dear. Excuse me, madame. I must use the petit gendarme's room. It has gone straight through me. Could you watch the gallery door for me?
Oh, you can count on me, Sergeant.
And off he goes. To the pissoir.
I
He's in.
distracted Moo. It was now or never.
And in we go.
How did you get past Sergeant Moo? Well, you won't fool me so easily, madame. I shall question you later.
Nico, am I glad to see you. I tried to phone you but couldn't get an answer.
I managed to grab a couple of photos, but the guy got away.
Poor Henri is dead.
I know. Why kill him?
I've been trying to find out. Turns out the alarm was tampered with. It looks to me like an inside job.
So, no ordinary robbery?
And no ordinary painting. The priest claims that La Maledizio is evil. I need to get into the office and see what the CCTV has to offer.
So, what's the problem?
The inspector's watching me like a hawk. I'll never get in without some sort of distraction.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, so we are back inside the gallery, reunited with our partner in crime, George. I don't think I need to describe the environment again, but obviously there's a lot for us to interact with here. Let's have a chat with some of the people that are here before we go on to sort of doing what we need to do to progress past this part. So let's have a chat with Father Simeon.
Excuse me, Father.
Father Simeon, my child.
Are you okay, Father?
It's a terrible shock, but yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Could I ask you some questions about the crime?
What kind of questions?
I'm a reporter for La Liberté.
I suppose it cannot hurt. Please ask away.
So let's ask about Father Simeon himself first and foremost.
Why did you come to the gallery today, Father?
God brought me here. I saw the poster for the exhibition. I had to come.
What do you mean?
I knew there was great evil in La Maledictio. It was my duty to confront it. The painter was El Serp, the serpent, don't you see?
Evil? So, what were you planning on doing here today?
I wanted to bear witness to anything that the devil would conjure.
Well, I think it was a no-show, Father.
Really? A man is dead, Miss Collard. I'd say his work here today is done.
That wasn't going to help my story.
Let's ask him what he knows about the shooting.
Did you see anything that might help identify the killer?
The devil takes many forms, child. I didn't get a good enough look, I'm afraid.
Anything would help.
I'm sorry, my dear. My mind was elsewhere.
See what he knows about Henri.
What do you know about Henri?
An innocent victim, insofar as any of us are innocent. If he was peddling such blasphemous works as the El Serp painting, then who knows what other sins he was hiding.
Father Simeon was making me feel guilty. Priests always did that to me.
And let's ask him about the painting.
What can you tell me about the painting?
Grotesque and evil.
How can a painting be evil?
By killing all who come into contact with it.
Does that mean we're next?
Laugh not at the devil's play, Miss Collard.
Okay, we'll exit that
Thank
conversation.
you for your time, Father.
Nothing especially useful there. It doesn't
The
seem
priest
like...
had nothing useful to offer.
Yes, we've established that, Nico, thank you. Let's have a chat with Lane, just to see what his thoughts are.
Are you Hector Lane, the art critic?
Enchanté, madame. And which of the angels are you?
I'm Nico Collard, a reporter.
Ah, a fallen angel then. My favorite sort.
Smooth. Let's ask him about the painting.
What can you tell me about the painting that was taken?
It was called La Maledictio, an unknown work that only recently surfaced.
Who was the artist?
A mysterious figure known only as El Serp. Some say he was a student of Picasso. He was good, but not great, and his true identity remains unknown.
And let's see what he thinks of the theft itself.
What can you tell me about the theft?
Oh, it was truly awful. What do you want to know?
So we have some options here. Actually, we can ask about George's involvement, Father Simeon, Henri himself, the shooting, or sabotage. The sabotage option sounds interesting, so let's pick that.
Did you know that the alarm had been sabotaged?
No. How dreadful. I suppose that's why the alarm isn't ringing.
Tell me about the shooting, monsieur.
Oh, it all happened so fast.
Take your time. What did you see?
I can't be sure. Perhaps I could answer your questions over dinner.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I'm on a tight deadline. Did you see the thief?
I would have tackled him, but he was too quick for me.
Unsurprising. Let's see what he knows about Henri.
What can you tell me about Henri's involvement with the gallery?
Dear Henri, a shining diamond in the ordure that is the modern art business. He owned the gallery. What will we do without him?
And check what he knows about Father Simeon.
Father Simeon says that the painting is evil.
The priest is a lunatic. La Maledictio is a painting, and a painting cannot be evil.
And finally, let's ask him a few questions about his nemesis, our friend, Mr. George Stobart.
Have you spoken to Georges?
The American?
Yes.
He promised to clear up any misunderstandings the police might have about my presence here.
Yes, I think that's what's called being over a barrel, Lane. Right, we can exit this conversation, and what we're going to
Thanks
do...
for your help, Monsieur Lane. I wasn't going to get anything useful from Lane.
You may hear some scratching in the background, and that's the police inspector Navet, who's a sort of a tall, slender, blonde man who's stood over the body of Henri in the centre of the art gallery, taking extensive notes. Let's have a quick look at him.
Inspector Navet, I presumed. According to Moo, he was a CSI star with a passion for blood spatter analysis.
A blood spatter analysis. Let's have a chat with him.
Inspector Navet, do you have a moment?
My time is of the essence. Be quick now.
My time is of the essence. I think like this guy has like a sort of a Monty Python-esque sort of aspect to his quality, to his character, where he seems to sort of sort of mispronounce or misinterpret like sort of English epithets, if you like. My time is of the essence just doesn't make any sense at all. It's just nonsense. But anyway, we have some dialogue options, so let's ask him about himself first and foremost, get to know him a little bit.
I suppose this is quite a complex case, Inspector.
It is a robbery gone bad. Nothing more, nothing less.
Surely there's a bit more to it than that.
Please abstain from baseless conjecture, madame. The victim's body paints a simple picture, more reliable than any witness statement. Consider the impact of the bullet, and note the concomitant lack of blood. A casual homicide, nothing more.
Okay. Let's see what he thinks of the painting itself.
Don't you find it odd that the thief chose that one particular painting?
Life is full of odd things, madame. Fingerless gloves, white dog poo-poo, nasal hair. I prefer to concern myself with murder.
White dog poo-poo. Well, we all wonder where that went. Let's ask him about the sabotage aspect.
Did you see the alarm was sabotaged?
I have interrogated the crime scene, madame. I am fully aware of the disabled security. I prefer biological evidence to the merely circumstantial. Body parts, blood, important things.
Don't you think the disabled alarm is highly suspicious, though?
The forensic team will be along shortly. Voice your concerns to them. Do not bother me with this circumstantial fliff-laff.
Fliff-flaff. That's an interesting one, isn't it? So he's also, a bit ignorant. He's not seeing any further than his own sort of field of expertise. So yeah, quite an interesting character. Let's ask him about George.
What do you think about the American, George?
He is deeply suspicious.
And finally, we'll ask him about the CCTV.
Why don't you check out the security camera footage?
Madame, that is not my area of expertise. It is the body which concerns me.
But the CCTV footage is evidence. It could help identify the killer.
Correction, madame. It is but an indicator. The only true evidence is bodily fluid. Unless you know something I don't, then please leave me be.
The only evidence Inspector Nave seemed to appreciate involved gore.
So,
Thanks, Inspector. I'll let you know if I remember anything else.
so we've got nowhere really with Inspector
If I
Nave,
was
haven't
going
we?
to distract Nave, I needed to unearth new evidence or concoct some. And the bloodier, the better.
So we need to find something that's going to, sort of pique his interest, if you like, as a expert in bodily fluids, blood, spatter, gore, all the rest of it. Now, looking around the gallery, you'll remember from the first video, there is inexplicably a pizza box face down on the floor, from which we extracted the slice of mouldy pizza that we used to give to Lane earlier on. So let's have a look at it. Pick it up. Yeah, pick it up, please. So Nico has picked up the pizza box and put it back on the table. And down on the ground, there's a stain, which seems to have come from what looks like tomato sauce. So let's have a look at it.
The tomato sauce had splattered onto the floorboards. The tomato sauce had splattered on the floor.
So we're now in a more close-up, view of the tomato stain. So we can do something with it. So let's click the left click on that and see what it does.
I spread some of the sauce around with my shoe. It looked a little bit like a blood stain, but it still wasn't right. If I was going to distract the cook, I had to get rid of that gum.
So within the tomato sauce stain, somehow there's also a piece of chewing gum.
It was a blob of chewing gum, probably carried in on somebody's shoe.
Let's see if we can pick it up.
No way was I going to clean that up with my bare hands.
Oh, she's been a bit of a princess there, is our Nico. She won't pick up the chewing gum with her bare hands. So let's see what's in the clutch bag. So all that we have in our bag is our phone and our press card. So let's try picking up the press card and using it on the chewing gum.
I scraped up the chewing gum with my press card, hoping the inspector wouldn't notice.
And now we have a relatively convincing pile of, a pool of a red substance splattered all over the floor. Let's have another look at it.
The tomato sauce looked as close to blood as it was ever going to.
Okay. We might have something. So let's exit out of this screen. Go back to the gallery and have another chat with Nave.
Yes?
So, we now have a new conversation topic. We can have a chat about the bloodstain.
Have you seen the stain on the floor over there? It looks like blood.
Indeed. How very curious. I must investigate immediately, before one of these idiots steps in it.
We got him.
Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ the machine.
Okay, George, that should distract him for a while.
Nice work, Nico. I'll let you know what I find in the office.
And George is
I
in.
was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick, because it wouldn't take him long.
All right, so we have entered into the office, which is locked behind the coded door, having distracted Inspector Nave with the tomato scum blood stain. So that's mission accomplished from that respect. So we're now in an office which looks like something out of the 60s stroke 70s. Hardwood floors, sort of brown painted walls with, all sorts of very tasteless decor, including a semi-naked statue, presumably of Henri himself, with a leaf over his area, and a sort of a necklace around his neck. We've got a semi-naked painting above a very gaudy-looking couch, a desk in the middle of the room, which is strewn with all sorts of things like a lava lamp, an old telephone, a notice board with peace signs on it, and a poster on the wall for something that says the Hairy Lobster Festival Tour 1975. There's a clock on the wall, as well as a CCTV system on top of a filing cabinet on the left-hand side of the door. So let's have a little look around at the room and examine some of these awful decorations. We'll start with the painting.
A naked lady stared at me seductively. A naked lady stared at me seductively.
Okay. Check out the sofa.
The sofa had clearly taken some punishment over the years.
Let's check out the statue.
It was a statue of Henri bearing almost everything. A strategically placed fig leaf protected his modesty. The statue was...
Sorry about that. That's my two dogs going berserk.
Up close and personal, I could see that the fig leaf was hinged.
Oh no, the fig leaf is hinged. Gosh.
Thankfully, there was no one around to see me do this. Very interesting.
So, when lifting up the fig leaf, there's been a safe revealed under the statue with a keyhole underneath it. So, let me just escape out of this screen, because unfortunately it sounds like my dogs are just going to unfortunately make this episode end early. So we will come back to this very, very shortly indeed. But I hope you've enjoyed episode 2, and we'll be back sooner rather than later for episode 3. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.